and for all different kinds of things. And everybody knows in Asian culture specifically, and I mean some in Indian culture and some in South America, whatever, take a snake and they use every single bit of that snake, from its eyes to its tongue to its, I mean, whatever. Well, one of the things, obviously, that comes out of a poisonous snake is the venom. And specifically, the Asian cobra it's been used for a long time, and that medicine has been given, orally. It's been used topically. I mean, there's just lots of ways it's used. And one of the things, obviously, for many thousands of years, it's been used to treat pain. And so it's kind of ironic that there's this thing that causes pain, it's injected into your bloodstream, relieves pain. And that's because there are neurotoxins in it that actually target the neuroreceptors that cause pain. If you don't know what a neuroreceptor is, it's that little thing that connects, your brain. It's the little wire that connects here to here. And there are literally billions of them in your body. I told everybody last week, if you go to the bodies that exhibit in Atlanta or in Las Vegas or wherever else, I've seen it all over the world, you'll understand. When you go to the nervous system part, you'll just, it'll blow your mind. It's not like any book you've ever seen. You're just like, wow. Yeah, you are wired. Not all those wires are connected, by the way, but you are wired for sound, basically. And that is area. So, when you pinch here, it's telling your brain, hey, it hurts here. Now, specifically with pain, you may not know, and we got into this last week, and I'll spend some more time on it later, but you are not a medical doctor. I am not a medical doctor. We are not here to diagnose our friends, family, whatever, with their sciatica and their, knee problems and their tennis elbow and their, carpal tunnel syndrome or whatever. You may know they have it. They may know they have it. But we're not really here to be doctors. It's up to them to know where the pain is. What we're offering here is, I believe, one of the newest natural ways to release pain that's been developed in the last 20 years. This does not just use one venom. I have 3 venoms in it. One of the venoms I've explained, I pull out of the Amazon, out of the Peruvian Amazon. I have a company down there, the Lachesis, which is the world's largest pit viper. I can't get venom here in the United States from. It's also called the South American Bushmaster. And it gets up to 6 feet long. It's the world's largest pit viper. The head on it is this big. I wouldn't want to be the one going to the Amazonian bush to go get that thing to milk it. And then they turn around and release it. And why do they, that's a humane way to do it. How we collect these venoms, we do it in a very humane way. All the other 2 venoms come from herpetariums here in the United States. And the money that we pay for these venoms, they're very expensive, goes back to outreach and that kind of thing for the herpetarium. In other words, they have kids come in from school to see the cool snakes. It pays for their food and their frozen rats. And yes, I never knew it until I saw it, but a snake will eat a frozen rat.
Really?
It doesn't need to be alive. Yeah.
Wow.
So we pull, like I said, we pull from the Peruvian Amazon, we pull one of these, this Lachesis venom in. Now I started this research, like I said, 4 years ago. I got intrigued by it. I put it on the back burner. I've literally been involved in over 200 products that I've developed over the last 25 years. And a good part of those really in the last 11 when I started my company, Nature's Innovation. But out of all the projects I've ever worked on, I gotta say, it's the one that's most fascinated. It's fascinated me the most. And because of how much time it took, I couldn't do it during I had to go run the business and make more medicines, and we have an FDA facility where we, make all these, a lot of these products up here, we make those there. So I kind of had to do it in my spare time. So it took like another 2 years before I really started digging into it again. And I realized pretty quickly, I'm going to need to bring, I'm a scientist at heart and all that stuff, but I'm going to have to bring in a protein peptides expert. And what that means is these venoms are amino acids, and they're proteins. So it's proteins like I said last week. You like to eat a steak, literally you can eat snake venom. It's a protein. It's not going to kill you. There are people who get high on it and whatever. That's a whole other story. But in India and stuff like that, there's actually a problem there with kids. Who's going to figure that out, right? I don't know. So, we mentioned that so we pull these venoms in from, you know, South America, from the herpetarians here, and what we've discovered after doing, and me hiring 2 protein scientists here out of Georgia, you know, PhD guys out of Georgia here, that these venoms target the neuroreceptors that cause pain. So again, those connectors that go up to your brain, it shuts them down. And it shuts them down, it's called acetylcholine receptors, and it doesn't matter to you, but I technically know how it works. It's the same way that opium and opiates work, and opioid medication. What do we have in this country? A pandemic of opioid use. Whether and it's not, you know, it's not the poppy growing in the sidewalk from Afghanistan or from Southeast Asia or whatever. It's literally in prescription medicine. There's children, there's adults 80 years old, there's, you know, every walk of life addicted to painkillers. This product targets the neuroreceptors exactly the same way that those opioid medications do. It just shuts down the neuroreceptor, stops talking to it, stops telling the brain, hey, I have pain. And that's just as simple as I can put it. We've done all the science to identify what all those neuroreceptors are. There's something like 80 to 90 neuroreceptors that are targeted. The cool part is as I explained last week, is that this product, we found 3 different venoms. It's supported in the homeopathic pharmacopoeia because it has to be in there to be a homeopathic medicine. That book has been around in publication for over 200 years. But as I explained last week, it's my great-grandmother and your great-grandmother and their great-grandmother, and it's some of these medicines and things have been passed down for hundreds of years from person to person. A lot of it even before written record. So, you know, thousands of years ago, it was just told, hey, Jim Bob, you know, smoke this thing, cook this thing up, do this, whatever. Your pain's going to go away. And that was passed down and passed down. And it wasn't until Egyptian times and then the Greeks and the Romans that things were started to be documented and written down, you know, onto paper and that kind of thing. And all, you know, these things were continuing to be handed down. So that really, there's a compendium, this entire book that's thick like this, that's my personal, I have a Bible and then I have this as my medicinal Bible that I use to develop medicines. And fortunately, the venoms that we chose to go into this product are all in this homeopathic pharmacopoeia. I didn't just add that in there. You know, when we went and got a patent, we're like, how are we going to make this thing unique? There's a guy out there who already has a patent on snake venom, you know, for something similar. How are we going to, you know, what's going to be special about this? So, knowing in all my years of doing this, we knew, you know, Arnica extract. If some people might use Arnica cream for bruising and swelling and, you know, pain. Arnica doesn't really target pain as much as it helps reduce swelling and that kind of thing, and bruising and all that. We have Arnica in there. We've got Boswellia from Africa. That's literally frankincense tears. That is from a tree in Africa that they go poke a hole in the side of the tree, the sap comes out, it dries up for a month or two, and they go pick the sap off the bark, throw it in a bag, and charge us thousands of dollars for that stuff. Man, they're rich. So we've got Boswellia in there. Boswellia, again, is a great analgesic. It helps with pain. In the Bible, it's referred to as frankincense. They also burn it as incense, that kind of thing. But it's also very good for pain. We've got MSM in there, if any of you take MSM supplements for, you know, joint and arthritis, muscle pain. That is in there is for us for the joint arthritis, muscle pain, but it's also in there as a penetrant. It works very, very well to help these small, tiny molecules of snake venom get into your skin quickly. Now, one of the big misnomers, you know, if you go in the open market now and you go buy BioFreeze or, I mean, there's a, you know, Australian Dream or whatever, and I'll spend a few minutes talking about that, the competition, so to speak. What you're going to find is there is no competition for this product. What's got competition is where that money's going to go. Is it going to go to BioFreeze? Is it going to go to Aspirin Cream? Is it going to go to CobraZol? Guess what? You want it to go to CobraZol, and I'm continue to explain to you why.
Or cortisone shots.
Cortisone shots. There you go. Hey, we've all had those.
Yeah.
Damn, those things hurt. With what we've got here is with this homeopathic medicine allows us through the FDA rules to be able to, we can make claims just on the homeopathic pharmacopoeia, but for the FTC and anybody else who wants to crawl down our shorts to take a look at our product here, We actually have medical studies done. I could have went to China or to India or to South America, or Europe probably wouldn't be so bad, but I could have went somewhere else to get our medical studies done. Our medical studies were done in California at Medica Research right outside of LA. They're down on the other side of the San Gabriel Mountains. Medicus did our medical studies. We showed like 80-some-odd% improvement in the entire study group for pain. And the claims that we gained out of that medical study were arthritis. So if we made a claim on any one of these are 100 million, $500 million markets plus in the United States, even closer to $1 billion for one of them. So arthritis. Do we know anybody here, family, grandmother, grandfather, you? I probably have a little bit of arthritis. When we have muscle and joint pain, so for people with sports injuries, or they've got recovery they lifted too much weights at the gym yesterday and their muscles hurt, whatever. So we've got muscle and joint pain, and obviously joint pain. Arthritis, muscle, and then joint pain. Joint pain, a lot of people have joint pain. I've been known to have tennis elbow and several other maladies, and it wasn't from playing tennis. It's just life, I think. Too much time on a computer. Whatever. But so when we talk about where the pain is, again, you're inclined to go, hey, I want to diagnose my friend. They say, oh, well, I've got pain here or whatever. You can maybe you can help them out a little bit, but again, we're not doctors, because there's things that happen like this. You have carpal tunnel syndrome. It's kind of feel it in your wrist. I actually have a little bit of that, to the point where my hands ache at night and stuff like that. I put CobraZol on. In 30 minutes, I'm feeling a whole lot better, and I might not have to use it again for a day or two. That pain is actually caused by some nerves up in here. And what they'll do is they'll come in and they'll snip some nerves, or they'll shut those nerves down and talk to it, whatever, through surgery. Here we have a way where you don't have to do that. Whether your friend has carpal tunnel or whatever, I'm telling you it works for me for carpal tunnel, doesn't mean it's going to work for your friend for carpal tunnel. We don't know what they have. Some people, I believe, have pain in their mind. I'm just being totally serious. I know the body has the ability to heal itself. I'm not saying if you have cancer that you're just going to sit there and meditate and you're going to get all better. Of course you need to get treatment and do things, and I encourage everybody to do that. But there are other natural alternatives to standardized drugs. And when we talk again about the opiate addiction in this country that is just absolutely sad and destroyed lives, we have something else as an alternative here to provide those people. So let me talk for a second about, we talked a little bit about the ingredients. One of the things that I love to do is I go all over the world sourcing ingredients. And if I can't find the ingredient that I want, I literally go talk to the guy, the company that goes and makes it in, I've been all over the world doing it. I do try to avoid some countries that have bad reputations. If I do have to pull in ingredients from those countries, we damn sure make sure that it's excellent quality product. Just because they have a bad reputation doesn't mean that there's not good manufacturers there. But we're very, very careful about what we do. We have a testing lab and an FDA facility in-house. We have to send stuff out. So there's a lot of quality control, and I'm involved in every step of the process. If I can't get a good quality ingredient, I will make it. I will bring in the dry ingredients and we'll make our own extracts. We've had some things where we just can't get the extract for it. Sometimes people like to complain about pricing and price as a product. It's no different. You want a Cadillac, but you got Yugo money and you want a Cadillac, or you want to show people a Cadillac, but you only want to pay Yugo money for it. It just doesn't work like that. In the extracts business and this ingredients business, you pay for what you get. Yep. Sometimes you pay for what you get and you still don't get it. But because I've been doing this so long, we know what we're doing on sourcing ingredients. So these ingredients are expensive, but they work. And I like to tell a story. Out of all the products I've ever developed, there's only one that I pulled off the market. It wasn't because we had a recall or anything else. We pulled off the market because it only helped like 50% of the people, and one of it is for psoriasis. I don't have a product for psoriasis today. I could tell you what I think might work for you, and the reason is it's an autoimmune disorder. So we try to, and autoimmune disorder means it's exclusive to you, and you, and you, and you, and you. It has to do with your genes and your makeup, your diet. There's all kinds of things that can cause you to have a flare-up of psoriasis. So you can go to the drug companies and get on, adalimumab and I mean all this crazy stuff that shuts down basically turns your immune system inside out, which I can tell you isn't good for you. They got to wear a mask going on an airplane, they got whatever, but their psoriasis is better. Some people have it so bad they can't even move. So that's great that there's a drug for that, but there's always a price for that. There's always a contraindication. There's always a downside to most traditional drugs. That's why I like natural medicine many, many times. And that's not the case with all natural medicines either. There's just not any issue with taking other things with it, whatever. So we focus on quality with the product. We have a patent on this pain reliever, and the patent is on all the ingredients combined together. We've got the medical studies to back it up. On the open market, so if you walk into, this is where we're going to get to talk to, if you walk into CVS or Walgreens or even your grocery store, you guys know all the pain products out there. I couldn't even sit here and name them all, but I'll go into a couple examples of why there's this list. It's called the OTC list. If I'm the biggest marketer in the world and I want to launch a product without an NDA, what's called a new drug application, where I've got to bring $2 to $5 million to the table just to submit the application into the FDA for them to consider it. And then probably, some of these drug companies, they'll spend, you wonder, they made $3 billion in profits, they spent, $1 billion on R&D and testing and whatever, and then they submit it up there, and maybe or maybe not, the product will get approved. If it does get approved, it goes on it decides whether it's going to be prescription or it goes on what's called the OTC list, the over-the-counter list. The over-the-counter list is, you guessed it, it's over-the-counter at CVS, Walgreens, your grocery store. Those pain products are like things like Aspercream and Australian Dream and BioFreeze and you guys know some other Bengay. What's that? Icy Hot. What's some other ones people know about?
Bengay. OTCs like that?
Yeah, OTC. I mean, Aleve is a pill, but I'm talking about topicals like creams or gels or sprays, that kind of thing.
Device you wear.
Right, the electronic stimulation one. Yeah. You're going to see, I guarantee you're going to walk in there, do it one day. You're just going to be amazed. You're going to go in there, you're going to pick it up, and you're going to be like, Australian Dream, that's got to have something. Is there a marsupial part, animal part in this thing from Australia? What's in here that makes this thing so great? It's Australian Dream, right? It's the same stuff as Aspercream.
Wow.
It is odorless, but it's basically like aspirin and salicylic acid that's crushed up or whatever, and it's put into cream form. Does it work? Yeah, it works okay. It's a topical. You take the aspirin on the top, you put the aspirin here, it's transdermal, it cuts in the skin, whatever. It's on the OTC list. But one of the biggest things that's on the OTC list, that's in 90% of them?
Capsaicin.
Capsaicin and menthol.
Menthol, yep.
So what's with menthol? Menthol's great, some people love it. I mean, I don't want to go walk around and smell like grandma myself, but I mean, yay. But, grandma comes in there with that, or the big vapor rub and rubs it on your chest. Let's face it, that's that's probably working. But on the OTC list, it's a very short list. The list is really literally this big. And it's all like, it's menthol and methyl lactate and I think maybe peppermint's up there, then the salicylic acid products, the Aspercream products. It's all down to marketing because they're all slinging the same stuff at you. Guess what? They can't even up the percentage in there. If the thing says it gives you a range of 2 to 10%, guess what? They can't sell you an 11% product. So you go buy the extra strength version, it's no different than another guy's extra strength version. It's all going to be at 10% or whatever the number is that's allowed by the FDA. That list hasn't changed in 15 or 20 years. There's been no miracle drug on the OTC market in a long time. And so it's all down to marketing and marketing dollars. They say, hey, I'm going to throw $100 million at this campaign to shove Australian Dream down your throat, which has nothing from Australia in it. It's just a name. What's that?
Yeah,
right.
The basketball player with Icy Hot.
Yeah.
Right. Pay all the money for product endorsements. And you buy that money, a dollar goes to whoever's, doing a product endorsement there. It's just marketing, that's what happens, that's fine. So what is different about this product than anything else on the open market is it is technically classified as an OTC homeopathic drug. It means it can sit on the shelf right next to all the other stuff. But what's cool is we've got it patented and it has ingredients that you haven't seen in any other product combined, and that's what we have a patent on. Now, I could have, originally the plan was to take this product to market and do just like we said, hey, let's go spend money on TV campaign, let's launch a tradition, let's go sign a deal with, you go buy media time, then you take the deal. I tell you how it's done because I've done it before. Go buy media time, you go in and pitch it to CVS, and you go pitch it to Walgreens, and then you go pitch it to Walmart and Target and whatever, and you go, walk out with these retail deals, then on how much you spend on media, because you always have to have the media plan to back it up. Well, I decided that this product is unique enough that I turned down the opportunity to do that. I mean, I've already been doing like $100, $200 million. Because something, and I'm a spiritual person, and I don't care what religion you are, but something had me holding me back from doing it. I just didn't feel right about taking that road. And I really feel like this opportunity, because it's so unique, the ability for you guys to get out and talk, for 3 people to talk to 3 people, to 3 people to talk to 3 people, the numbers go out like this. But the biggest thing is, let them use the product. The product works. It speaks for itself. I don't have to sit here and tell anybody stories about it or whatever. Is it going to work for everybody? No, it's not. Not everybody knows what the pain is that they're having. It may be here, but it's something here. I mean, pain is a very unique individual thing. But the big thing here is when the Encore guys came to me, I knew that this was the right opportunity to do it. When you go to market, you're not going to have to worry about competing with somebody spending $100 million on advertising campaign for this cool, unique thing here. Guess who's going to advertise it? You are.
That's right.
You're going to, and it's going to be by word of mouth. It's going to be through samples. It's going to be trying it, because you don't, you can go speak or whatever with people, but at the end of the day, if they have something, I'll do a trade show or whatever. My feet are killing me, and I put the CobraZol on, and in 20 or 30 minutes, boom, I even forget about that I have the pain. And there's not a lot of stuff that I can put on. Icy hot and all that stuff doesn't do that for me. It'll relieve it immediately, but then an hour later my feet are hurting again. So it kind of works both ways. Never bash a competitor's product, because those products work too, and some people are in love with them. But we're here to solve chronic pain, not your average general ordinary pain. This is for chronic pain. This is people that have, I've got people that couldn't sleep for 2 years because they had knee problems, and the first night, a couple nights he used it, boom, he didn't have to use it for 2 weeks. Now I like to tell people your mileage may vary. We don't know. We don't know if it's going to last for 2 weeks. 10 hours. I think we see the average is 12 to 18 hours of relief with the product, and sometimes you use it for more than 2, 3, 4 days in a row. You could get a very extended length out of it. Maybe that's bad, maybe that's good for selling product, but at the end of the day, we're helping to solve that chronic pain problem. Does that make you feel good to do that?
Yeah.
It makes me feel great. I mean, I can wake up in the morning. It's probably one of a lot of products I've developed, it's one of those products I'm like, I feel great getting up in the morning knowing, I've known a long time what my purpose in life to do, and it's really to help people.
Yes.
Each of you has now the ability to help people and have confidence going forward that you're going to be able to do that. And this being we talk, and he's like, Bill, I want an exclusive on your product, man. I'm like, I literally told Todd, I said, how are you going to get there, man? But you know what? I've seen him do it a bunch of times before. And it's with each and every one of the individual people here that it starts with. And that's where, I did. It was really, I was like, yeah, I want, we're doing this. We're thinking about that we're going to go, we're going to go in the commercial route. I know I'm in touch enough with myself and with what my personal philosophies and what I believe in, that things just happen great for me. I could be flying, I'll be in Tokyo, well, not everything, but I could be in Tokyo and just walking down the street and somebody will come up to me and say something, or what. I have people talk to me, I talk to people all along the way, wherever I go, all over the world. I know that there's just things, divine intervention, whatever you want to call it, there's just little things that you connect the dots along the way and things happen. You're here for a reason today to listen to this.
That's right.
And it's not, I do, yes, I believe in this product, I'm passionate about it, but I mean, at the end of the day, this rests with you. It's how much you believe in the product. How do you want to go, who do you want to go talk to about it? Are they going to be convinced that they want to go talk about it? I can't do that for you. They can watch a video of me and it'll be like, who's that fool? But for you to go do it. And next time, if we have a bigger audience and you want to bring 3 people or 50 people, whatever, I'll talk to anybody you want me to. Because that's part of my job, is to talk about the stuff that I love to do. So here you've got a patented product. I've given Encore an exclusive to the product.
All
but
right.
I'm not going to lie, you've got metrics to meet. And it's a little pressure, to do it. But if you believe,
do it.
right? I mean, I think this is going to be this is an easier sell than anything, because you got the story there. If you need help simplifying the story, because you're going to run into people like, ooh, snake venom. But sometimes I just like to say, hey, it's pain reliever, it works. Don't even read the box, just do it. It doesn't smell, so I mean, what's the downside, right? I mean, you will run into people that want to say, ooh, snakes, whatever. You'll run into people that are concerned. Hey, how do you get the venom? Well, they're milked, and then basically they milk them. They sell the venom off to pay for their rats, literally, because without that, the herpetariums wouldn't be around. Either you got to pay admission to get into to see the snakes, or they make money through selling the venom. This venom, by the way, these venoms, this is not the only drug on the market that uses snake venom. In fact, there's 5 different oral medications that really revolves around to do with the heart and blood pressure, that kind of thing, that are on the market here in the United States that use some of these same venoms that we're using now. Okay, I could sit here and get technical and tell you about what they are and what they do and whatever, but so don't be freaked out. We're not talking about taking a snake pill. We're talking about which people might be. They go pick up they're at the pharmacy, they pick it up, they have no idea there's snake venom in this thing that they're taking. You have no idea there's Gila monster venom, or, there's all kinds, bee venom and stuff. There's all kinds of different venoms that are provided by nature that are very helpful, and we've got a lot of science behind it. And that'll lead into the next product that really is the entree to this one that I'll talk about in a minute, that is also based on using snake venoms. So do you understand now? We really have a unique product with unique ingredients, a unique story. It's got patents on it, and you've got an exclusive on it.
All right.
What are you going to do?
Sell it.
Make it happen.
Let's make it
All right.
happen.
I know you can. I know you're going to.
The movement is beginning.
That's right.
Absolutely. Well,